Hi guys. So today I'm going to talk about your higher self and messages and callings we can get sometimes from our higher self. Now, the fact that you have an envisionment for yourself that is not a life that you're living right now is already a telltale sign that you will be able to attract something like that into your life. Because if you couldn't attract something like that into your life or become the person that is able to live a life like that, you wouldn't have those envisions. You wouldn't be able to almost connect to your higher self and think of yourself as somebody else than what you are actually right now. You think about it, like it would be impossible, right? So in life, when we've got a feeling that there's a big gap between where we are now and where our higher self is, or for example, our ideal version or who we want to be able to jump that gap or just to kind of enclose that gap even more so you can become and embody even more your higher self, it would be to ask yourself in simple everyday situations, you'd say to yourself, what would my higher self do right now? Right? So it could be like a test or a situation that's really, putting yourself to a test, or a situation where maybe in the past you would have reacted in a negative way, or even in a sense of being with a family member, or even at work, or with some friends, or even just a kind of impulsive reaction that you might have. Once you can sort of sit with yourself and think about, hang on a second, this is what I might have done in the past, but what would my higher self do right now? And that's like a bridge that you can make between where you are now and where you kind of, where your higher self is and where you want to be. That's a bridge you can make because you can ask your higher self questions, right? You can always refer back to your higher self. And again, your higher self will change throughout time. It's not always going to be the same, just as we are evolving and changing all the time. But if you can use that point as a reference, it's almost like you can befriend and become friends with your higher self. And you can ask it for help and you can ask it for things, and it will always try and guide you on the best way and the best path possible for you, best path possible for you in that moment. So think about it. Every day when you're in a different situation or you need some guidance, or it can be any personal, spiritual, deep inner situation for you, ask yourself and say, what would my higher self do? And you will always get an answer in that moment. And in that moment, having that answer, it creates a lot of comfort for you as well. Because you know that your higher self has always got your back, even if in the now, your now self doesn't always know what to do.